everybody, and will it also bring a victory for the beloved Bayou Bengals? Tiger Stadium, home of LSU. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Florida Gators, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So Florida's offense will take the first swing of the game. And the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive in games like this, guys, and it's crucial to get your emotions under control.
No doubt. In rivalry games, you've got to limit the mental errors and you've got to limit the penalties because those will kill you, Papa.
And you got to come out under control. It means so much. We know that. The fans are all talking about it, but it's just football.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. They're going back to the ground. Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. To the air, it's Lagway. Setting up the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. They think there's room to run to the right here. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Running back searching for a hole. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
When you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Trying to make magic with his feet. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. The Gators are moving quickly down the field. Wants to throw on 1st down. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
Man, early in the game, I love when you set the tone and make the quarterback feel uncomfortable. Nice job getting him on the ground, getting your 1st sack of the day. Listen, they had 3 last week, but they want to continue to build on that number and keep getting it higher, and that's a great start.
They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. And the Gators will hustle to the line. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Gets it out fast. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that 1st down marker.
I think fans get upset sometimes. Like, run your route past the sticks so we get the 1st down. But nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the 4th down.
So LSU's offense has its first opportunity of the day. One thing to watch, can this guy get in the quarterback's head and make him take a peek at the rush, David?
Dang, Skippy, that's what you want to do. You want to make this guy a little bit more human and not as much of a game breaker at the quarterback spot. Get some pressure on him, hit him a few times.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he can't hurt you if he's laying on his back. And this defensive end can put him there often. Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of his spot.
to throw. It's Nussmeier. Chunk it away just as he was hit.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Gets the first one of the day out of there, and we saw a lot of him in that loss last week, 4 times to be exact.
And that is why this punter is such a big weapon. He can completely foot the field. He's got a cannon for a leg. That was a moonshot. They were able to get downfield, and now this offense, they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to score.
How about that effort to get it out across the 20? They'll mark it at the 21. It's a first down.
That's a really good-looking run. I tell you, it's not easy to start at the running back position for the Florida Gators. When you think of where they can recruit in the state of Florida and really nationally, they've got a lot of the best around the country in high school wanting to come play here. So it says a lot if you're RB1 in this offense, but this dude shows you why. Speed and playmaking ability all day long.
They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. They'll throw it on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. He wants to throw. He's going for a big play downfield. Touchdown, Florida! And they score first. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the capper coming on that 48-yard touchdown dart. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Paul.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. Looking for a man. It's Nussmeier. Complete to the right. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distance.
Touchdown, Tigers! Reeled it in and just made the house call.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
The Gators moving quickly to the line. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go.
Looking for a deep man. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. This could absolutely spin this game in another direction. They're going for it inside their own 30. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Quickly complete. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the 1st down.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive.
Time to take a shot. And he's got it inside the 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Gators. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Offense getting set for 1st down. These corners going to give them some space. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Now they'll try the right side. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down. How about that tough, hard-nosed running? Rich legacy of that at LSU. Reminds me of Charles Alexander.
And unfortunately, I was a part of that legacy, Reese, on the other side when Justin Vincent rushed for over 200 yards in the SEC championship game. And that's what you see LSU. That's what I've always thought of watching them growing up. And you watch the way they run their offense. Usually, it starts with the physicality and the ground.
Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Tried to pound it on 1st down, now back to the line. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Softened him up with a run, now to throw. Fires to the big fella. Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Back to pass. It's Nussmeier. Right down the middle. Got his man downfield. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
Nice play design on that one. You make it easy for your quarterback, too, because it's easy to see what's happening right in front of you. Over the middle of the field, you can see where defenders are dropping. You can see where the soft spots are in zone coverage. And just a really nice job by the QB locating his guy and making it accurate.
And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Wide out in motion. Jet sweep, trying to get the edge. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, LSU!
And I love that this offense stuck to it. Stuck to the run game. Didn't panic. They got down, but they answered the bell right before the half, and they got this thing right where they want it now. They can tie this football game and hopefully go into the half with a lot of momentum.
He'll try to tack on one more. Bangs it through for an extra point. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Wake Forest is dominating this one, thanks to an offense that's done whatever it's wanted since the opening kickoff. They're up 14 over North Carolina. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Using his feet to buy time. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. They're trying to get to him. And he can't escape, and down he goes. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Wants to throw. It's Lagway. They're working that left side. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient. He wants to go deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Gators will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Turner. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Quarterback checking the play. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
Defense did a great job. 3rd and short on the opponent's side of the field. They're expecting quick throw. Everybody, they dug their heel on the ground. They're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
And the offense will stay on the field. Do you think they're just going to try to make the defense jump? Gets it inside the 10. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily. The Gators want to move quickly.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because
headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. And that one will give him the lead. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. The defense has no clue how to respond right now.
No, and the defense has had absolutely no answer. He's been on the money. He's been on fire, making the right decisions and just carving this defense up.
He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out. Looking deep down the right side. Makes the grab inside the 30. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Tigers! That was just as simple as playing catch in warm-ups.
And this offense felt like they could take advantage of this defense down the field, throwing the football. They've got a lot of speed on the perimeter. And I feel like they've got some matchups they feel they should be winning one-on-one. You saw a great example of it right there.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Gators sending the offense back to work. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home. Take off and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. You had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Makes the catch. It's Jackson. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. The Gators getting set on 1st and 10. Quick pass on the jet motion. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch. So pretty...
Fires and picked off. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. With the catch, it's Green. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room.
I think one of the hardest things to do is stick to the run when it's not working. But it's those runs right there that are the reason why you have to do it, right? You can't get too one-dimensional. Keep slipping those runs in there. Keep getting a little bit of positive yards. Next thing you know, you'll look up and you might break one of those after you got them a little bit tired.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They'll throw it on 1st down. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. This has been a tight one, 3rd quarter, all tied up. It's now 2nd and 10. Scanning the field, it's Nussmeier. Looking left. He's got it. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. They fought tooth and nail through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats. We've swapped sides of the field, and we are ready for the finish as the 4th quarter gets underway. First down to start the drive after the break. Out of the gun, the give to the back. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
And I would just hate to be in the shoes of these defenders trying to tackle this running back because, of course, you're so afraid of this guy shaking you and using his elite speed to make you look bad on a highlight film.
Touchdown, LSU! And they've moved out front here in the 4th. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands. And
going up top. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. He's loose down the middle. Touchdown, Gators. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the 4th. We've got a dandy going here, all tied up in the 4th quarter and about to kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working now.
yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt it. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. Let's see what call they have on 3rd and long from the 28. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Looking deep. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Looking to take a shot. And he'll pull it in inside the 20. And the tackle is made, but not before. That completion gets them 30-plus.
Thank you very much. That's what the quarterback's thinking on that last play. I think he was even shocked that his receiver was that wide open down the field. He'll take it.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Touchdown, Florida! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
Every time we speak to defenses before they play this guy, they all know he's going to get the ball thrown his way. They always come up with creative and exotic ways to try to cover him in the back end, but they're never able to get it done. This guy just beats coverage time and time again, and with that last catch, that's now his 15th receiving score of the season.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
And back to the air on 2nd down. Catch in the middle, it's Watkins. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. To the ground to try to move the chains. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. Unloads it left. It's caught downfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has the this offense rolling with a first down. The Tigers are on the move. They flexed out that tight end a little bit, and you know the tight end's always open.
Always open, quarterback's best friend. And this guy's a problem, Reese. He's a matchup problem because he's too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. He's showing you his athleticism there.
They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Wants to go up top. Finds his big tight end. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. They'll give it another shot on 2nd and goal from the 4.
Get set.
From the gun, the running back has it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try.
Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business. Line gets set, first down. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the run. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. And the Gators send out the punt unit. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. These are the games. These are the moments. This is the opportunity for the finish that people remember in rivalries like this one.
And those highlights that are shown for years and years to come. These big-time moments, Palmer, coming down to the wire, who steps up and makes the big-time play.
And this is why you lift the weights in the offseason. This is why you do all the gassers and all the sprints. For moments like this, game on the line in one of the biggest games of the year.
And he needed a little bit wider field as that one falls out of bounds.
I'll tell you, this offense just can't afford too many more incompletions because time's running out in the game. They need big plays in the passing attack, vertically down the...
Intercepted. Trying to take it back. The 30. Past the 10. Touchdown Gators. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the 4th quarter as they go for their 6th straight win. What a play by this defense with a pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, return to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
He'll come out throwing on first down. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25.
Defense doing a great job watching the quarterback's eyes and breaking on the ball. They already have 2 picks in the game, and they...
He lost one down the sideline. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. Got some room to run. They got him down pretty quickly after the pick, but now they've got it at the 15-yard line.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football, getting the big turnover, You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
Wide open, he makes the catch. Got a lot of running room. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, Florida! They add on another score, and now that record so close to going to 8-1 on the season. He's got it. 2-point try is good as they build on this lead.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. And the incompletion brings up a second down for this offense. Dropping back, it's Nussmeier. Pocket starts to collapse. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there. One more play to pad the stats. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Snagged in the middle, it's Green. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
You know what's great about rivalry games? Each side hates every wretched breath the other one sucks into their greedy lungs. Figuratively speaking, of course, and when you win, oh, is that sweet.
It's glorious to be able to brag, to be able to text message your buddies, to be able to post stuff on social media. It's a lot of fun. I think fans like it more than anybody, but it's something that every year you have a couple games start. This was one of them, Jesse. They took care of business, and now you move on to the next.
They really did, and we saw some great individual efforts in this game by the winning team, too. So cool to see some of these players that have had terrific collegiate careers make some of the biggest plays of their lives in this game, in a rivalry game that just means so much. This was a fun one to call.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.